Jai Bharat to all students. In last 4 to 5 lecture, I think we have discussed a function of any organization. Okay, function in which we have discussed in detail about 5 main function of management, which is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Its advantages, disadvantages, nature. Okay, so that we have discussed in I think 4 lecture of this functional of management. Okay, so now in this today's lecture we will start with the types of organization. Okay, types of organization means one company is there, and how many types of organization or how many types of worker or staff are there. Okay, so that will make all organization. Okay, whole company. Okay, so means it's basically says that how company work for the employment or worker. Okay, how company should complete its goal, what way. Okay, so there are basically 2 types of organization, which is formal and informal organization. Okay, means formal company and informal or formal organization and informal. Okay, these 2 types are based on structuring. Okay, based on structure, which types of structure they follow means which types of command or order they give to the worker employee. Okay, or which types of order they will get from the superior. Okay, or owner or CEO. Okay, structure means basically how order and decision is passed from top to bottom. Okay, so depend on that structure we have 2 types of organization. One is formal and second is informal. Okay, so in this lecture we'll discuss about in detail about formal and informal group. Okay, and its advantages and disadvantages. Okay, now first formal organization. Okay, according to Chester Brand, formal organization is a system of conscientiously coordinated activity of 2 or more person. Okay, it's a system coordinate with the activity with 2 or more. It's a formal organization is not only on depend on one person. It's a 2 or more person toward a common objective. Objective means we have to complete our goal. We have to manufacturing 100 phones in a month. Okay, so it's our common objective. Okay, so 2 or more person, main person, coordinate with the activity. Okay, this parts will comes under this person, selling parts comes under this person. Okay, giving order parts comes in this person. Okay, so 2 or more main person coordinate all the activity of our producing mobile phone or common objective in any organization. Okay, it's called formal organization. Okay, the essence of formal organization is conscious common purpose, common person, and formal organization comes is to existence when a person A means let's assume person A are able to communicate with the each other. Okay, which A give the order to the B and C. Now B is willing to act means B will work, and C share their purpose. Purpose means common goal. Okay, so A will give order to the both B and C. Okay, it's communicated with the B and C. Okay, so this is a formal organization. Okay, let's say discuss in detail. Formal groups are created and maintained to fulfill needs or tasks which are related to the total organization mission. Okay, as I said earlier, if you want to manufacturing 100 mobile phone. Okay, so how much I have created formal group. Formal group are created based on how much task, how much fulfill needs or how much task we have to complete. Okay, so these are consciously and deliberately created. Groups is deliberately created. Such group may be either permanent in the form of top management. As I said earlier, formal organization is two or more people, main people. Okay, so this is comes under the top management team. Okay, such as a board of director, BOD, or management committee, or you can say work unit in the various department to the organization head department, HOD. Okay, so staff group providing specialized service to the organization. Okay, one is staff group gives the work, okay, and so on. Okay, so top management gives order, okay, and then work units in various head department gives the order to the staff employee, and staff group complete their task and complete their goals. Okay, so formal groups may be constituted on a temporary basis for fulfilling certain specified objective. Okay, formal group may be quite large in a size. Why large? Because this is a CEO. Okay, it's give order to the supervisor, then supervisor give to the different department head, different department, selling department, accountant department, and so on, and different department head gives work to the staff. Okay, so this is a formal organization. Okay, orders come from the upper supervisor, manager, CEO, and then department head, and staff will work on their particular task. Okay, you have to complete this task or like this task. Okay, so it's called formal organization. So you can see that we have number of peoples in our group. Okay, so formal groups may be quite large in a size. Main people are two or more, CEO, supervisor, manager, and department head, but all the group contains large. Okay, there are large people included in formal organization. Okay, so it refers to the organization structure deliberately created by management for achieving the objective. Our main task is achieving the objective, making 100 mobile phone in a month. Okay, in any company. Okay, so it is a network of official authority, responsibility, relationship, and communication follows. Okay, as I draw this graph, communication follow and giving the order to the top to bottom. Okay, and it's called network, and it is an officially and rational structure. Okay, so this is a formal organization. Okay, now there are two main component of formal group. One is command. Command means give the order. Okay, specified by the organization's chart, and compromise of employee who report directly to the supervisor. Okay, so CEO, manager, and supervisor and department head. Okay, so this supervisor and department head gives the reporting of a task to the direct manager or CEO. Okay, so we who report directly to the supervisor. And task group, task means completing one work, so it's a compromise of employee staff. Okay, department head gives the work to the their staff. Okay, so task group means compromise of employee who work together to complete a particular task or project. Okay, so there are basically two component in formal. One is giving the order, command group, and one is actually work in any organization or company, which is task group. Okay, as a word say, task means they have to complete one task, two tasks given by supervisor, given by manager, given by CEO, and command means they have give order or to the department head, supervisor. Okay, now advantages of formal organization. First, systematic working. As I draw chart that it's systematic, top to bottom we have all the manager and supervisor. Okay, so work should be complete with the systematic. Okay, so this structure resulted in systematic and smooth functioning of any organization or company. Then achievement of objective or goals. Okay, so formal organization structure is establishment to achieve organization objective. Okay, no overlapping of work. Why? Because order are from CEO, manager and supervisor. Okay, so they have knowledge of which work is carried out by which department. Okay, so there is a no overlapping of any work. Okay, so it's a work is systematically divided among various department and employee, so there is no chance of duplication or overlapping of work. Coordination. Formal organization structure result in coordinating the activity of various department. Okay, this activity is completed by this department, this activity is completed by that department. Okay, then creation of chain of command, as I said earlier, top to bottom. Okay, this structure clearly defines superior subordinated relationship. Okay, so superior gives the reports to the subordinate, gives the report to the superior, and superior gives the order to the subordinate. Okay, then more emphasis on work. Okay, formal organ structure lay more emphasis on work than relationship. Okay, they have to complete work, they have to complete goals. Okay, so it's a more dependent on the work. And disadvantages of formal organization: delay in action. Why? Because CEO give order to the manager, supervisor, department head, then worker. Okay, so this is chain of command. Action gets delay in formal structure. Okay, it takes time. Ignore social need of employee. Okay, formal organized structure does not give importance to the psychological and social needs of employee. Okay, why? Because as I said, this structure more empathize on work. It's not depend on the employees relationship, employee psychological value. Okay, so which may lead to demonetization of employee. Empathize on work only. Okay, it ignores relationship, creativity and talent also. Okay, you have to complete one task. Okay, other than do not have to interface in any work or any task, even if you have knowledge about that different task. Okay, so it's empathize only on one work which is given by your department head or supervisor. Okay, so there is a no creativity and talent in this formal organization. Okay, so this is a formal organization, its advantages and disadvantages. Okay, next, informal organization. According to same scientist Chester Bennett, informal organization is a joint personal activity conscience without conscience common purpose through contributing to joint result. Okay, formal organization conscience with the common purpose, common objective, but informal organization is a joint personal. There is a group, but it's not a common purpose. Okay, this group is completed have to this task. Okay, it's not about that in informal organization. Okay, so it's a joint personal activity. Okay, you have to decide what task you have to going to do. Okay, so it's not basically object oriented, goal oriented or common purpose. Okay, just you have to contribute to the overall result. Okay, one if there is a 50 task, you have to complete one task or two tasks. Okay, it does not you have to in formal organization you have to complete one task given by the supervisor, given by the manager. But in this you just have to contribute to the overall result, to the overall our goals or objective. Okay, so this is a informal organization. Okay, natural grouping of employee that form to fulfill social need and evolving naturally. Okay, you have to make group of naturally made people. Okay, as a formal group has a two component, informal group also have two main component. One is interest group. Interest, which types of interest I have. Okay, established to meet a mutual objective. Okay, a group formed to lobby a management for more fringe benefit, more benefit. Okay, mutual objective interest, as if I have interest in the Android developing. Okay, so I have make a group of all the same interest. Okay, all the Android development group, and this group will complete a simple task or simple objective. Okay, so it's a call, this group is called interest. I have interest in Android developing, so I will make group of all the people who have interest in the Android developing. Okay, then second is a friendship group. This is formed because member have something in common, anything. Okay, it does not have same interest, just have our friendship group. Okay, so this is a difference between formal and informal. Okay, one is interest group and one is friendship group. Okay, so there are two basically main component of in any informal organization. Okay, what are the difference? A formal organization has its own set of distinct characteristics. Okay, well defined rules and regulation. It's about formal in any organization structure and determine objective and policy. You have to complete these goals or task or any objective. Okay, among it other characteristic. Okay, it has the rules, regulation, and you have to complete fulfill your goals and objective. But formal rules are often adapted to subjective interest given the practical everyday life on an organization more informality. Okay, it's dependent on a subjective interest. Okay, now what are the advantages of informal organization? Okay, advantages of informal organization. First, fast communication. Why fast communication? Because we have make a group of interest and friendship. Okay, so we can tell anything to the friends or any interest person. Okay, so informal structure does not follow scalar chain command like a CEO, manager, supervisor, then different department head. Okay, then staff. Okay, but informal structure does not follow this types of chain command, scalar chain command. Okay, so there can be a faster spread of communication. Just do you have any thought or any new idea, you can share with your group person of interest, and that idea, if idea is uh, right, then it will be follow in any task. Okay, so there is a fast communication between group. Okay, second is it fulfills social needs. Informal communication gives due importance to the psychological and social need of employee, which motivate the staff or employee or worker. Okay, it gives importance to the psychology, whereas in a formal organization it only empathize on work, does not give importance to the psychological or social need. Okay, which types of benefit I will deserve, or which types of stress I will get, psychological function. Okay, it will work in the informal organization. Okay, so it will motivate the staff. Correct feedback. Through informal structure, the top level manager can know the real feedback of employee on various policy and plan. You have, if you have any idea or a new plan, you can give the top management. Okay, so and give the feedback to the top management. Okay, so top management will know that what employee are doing, what employee have talent or many. Okay, so these are the advantages of informal organization. Fast communication, fulfill social needs, and correct feedback. Then disadvantages of informal organization. it create rumors. It create rumors means afwa. Okay, all the person in any informal organization talk carelessly. Okay, because it's an interest group, friendship group. Okay, and sometimes a wrong thing is conveyed to the other person. One A person is conveyed wrong thing to the B person. Okay, which may bring in the horrible result if B is started to tell any other employee about this wrong information, wrong communication. Okay, so it create rumors, and it will be result in the horrible way. It resists changes. Resist changes. Okay, resist change means it does not want to change anything. Okay, so organization resist change and lays stress on adopting the old technique. They have they will resist to the old technique. They wants to follow the old technique, old method. Okay, they do not want to make a new technology, new changes. Okay, so it's a disadvantages to the company. Okay, pressure on groups norms. In this organized, people are under pressure to observe group norms. Okay, sometimes the people assemble in informal group lose sight of their objective and all decided to oppose their superior unanimously. Okay, if there is a friends group. Okay, so all the worker are basically sometimes lose sight from the goals or objective of any organization, which will affect their productivity. Okay, which will directly affect their directly affecting the company's losses. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of informal organization. Okay, so now in this lecture we have discussed two types of organization, formal and informal, and in that we have also discussed what are the advantages of formal organization, what are the disadvantages of formal organization, and what are the what is the informal organization, definition of informal organization, and its advantages and disadvantages of informal organization. Okay, so based on your company or your organization, you have to make a structure which is formal or informal based on your product or based on your company. Okay, now this is your assignment question. You have to write short note on formal organization and informal. Formal means in definition, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, these three types you have to write it down in your book and upload it in your Ready-Note application for attendance purpose. Okay, so now your lecture is completed.